Dear organizers of the 10th International Conference on Water Resources and Arid Environment, we have the great pleasure of participating in the valuable meeting with the honorable researchers through our communication entitled Water Resources in Arid Environment of the Argan Grove, Argania Spinosa of Tindouf, Algerian, Sahara. We present here the distribution of the Argan trees in the northwest Africa and around the Mediterranean basin and in the north of the Arabian Gulf. The distribution of Argania spinosa in northwest Africa. The natural distribution of the species are limited of the northwest Africa precisely to the extreme southwest of the Algerian Sahara and the southwest of Morocco and the north of Western Sahara. The global area of the Argan tree in northwest Africa, with its natural extension outside the Moroccan context of Sous Massadra, is illustrated in the figure. The islets scattered around two slopes of Ouaddra, with the extreme eastern limits of the Tindouf region in Algeria, and that of the southern limited in Sakiat al-Hamra, testify to the former distribution of the species. The global distribution area of the Argan tree is between 27° north and 32° north from the latitudinal north and between 8° west and 13° west from the longitudinal west. Distribution of Argan tree in Tindouf's region, Algerian Sahara. The distribution area of the Argan tree of Tindouf has been delimited on hydrographic entities of subwatersheds. The species is particularly located in the three hydrographic entities, Tuareg Boam, Markala, and Targanet. The Tindouf Argan tree is found between 254 and 635 above the sea level. Its area is 50,670 hectares. General ecological description of the species. The Argan tree, Argania spinosa, is a major silvipastoral component in the Algerian Western Sahara, Tindouf, in the northwest Africa. It grows in the rocky plateau Hamada of the Saharan deserts. It is located along the wadi beds on sandy, rocky, and gravelly substrates. The study region Argan groves in ecosystem in arid environments of Algerian Sahara. We encouraged to study the hydromorphology of this region, as we have noticed the deficiency of rainfall to justify the existence of the flora on the dry wadi beds. Here we can observe that the hydromorphology of Wad Elma is considered as syncline bowl, which is allow us to deduce that there is an accumulation of water and then under the ground which takes place there on the beds where they dry. The Argan tree plays a key role in ecological balance. It plays an important role in the ecosystem of arid and semi-arid zones through the fertility and restoration of soils. It has significant ecological value due to its phenomenal resistance to arid conditions. It supports, preserves, and enriches the soil and contributes to the creation of microhabitats. The Argan forest of Tindouf has a structure of coppice on steps characterized by an average height of 4.7 meters. Regeneration by dense spores represents 43% for 1,192 inventoried trees. The mother trees of Argania spinosa have a significant potential of response in coppices of suckers, thick forming grounds around the mouths of the beds of wadi. The average spacing between the trees is around 13 meters. The large infused stand can reach 65 centimeters. Dense regeneration accounts for 43%. It seems to be indifferent to the physicochemical nature of soil. It grows on a variety of substrates. It shelters the herbaceous stratum, contributes to the stabilization of the waterways and the borders of wadi and provides a habitat for wildfire. The Argan tree of Tindouf is characterized by floristic richness represented by 33 families, 67 genera, and 79 species. The fauna listed made up of 26 birds and 17 mammals, 9 reptiles and snakes, 16 insects, arthropods and amphibians, etc. Ground cover. Dense regeneration accounts for 43%. Illegal cuts have reached 21% of the stems. At the mouth of Wadi El Tindouf, the thickness of the sandy major wadi bed is about 150 meters. The recovery rate on the major wadi bed is 20% for only 8.61% of the minor wadi beds. Description of the climatic and hydrography. Climatic conditions in the area of study are generally severe. The maximum temperature reaches 50 degrees, and the dry period extends throughout the year. However, torrential rain appear every 3 or 4 years. The wadi had developed a system of alluvial terraces, which reach a few meters in thickness. The hydrographic formation of the desert plateau of Hamada of Dra of Tindouf has mainly alluvial supply favorable to the Argan tree, is explained by the cruel influence of concentric wadi flows. Under the severe aridity condition, the Argan tree adapts well on the hydrography of Hamada of Tindouf in the presence of underflows, where additional water supply is accumulated below the substrates of dry wadi beds. Water resources. The natural environment of Tindouf Argan Grove, the climatic conditions are severe. The dry period lasts all year round. Sometimes 3 years pass without rain. The Argan tree is endemic and continues to be present since older rooted in the dry wadi beds. It's these extremely arid environmental conditions. The vegetation in Argania Spinosa compensates for the rainfall deficits by underflow. The wadi are called seasonal watercourses, especially in North Africa, and the presence of vegetation on these wadi can be explained by the availability of water stored in substrate. The Argan tree takes advantage of underflows where additional water is accumulated below the substrate. This phenomenon, called underflow, allows the vegetation and especially the Argan tree to see a compensation in water necessary to continue to live in region where annual rainfall does not exceed 50 millimeters. Delta, the lowland of Target western of Argan Grove, the limestone formation maintain sources that are at the region of the perennial supply of Targan Wadi, and this landscape of the Argan Oasis is set of delta in a micro-basin where animals can come to drink even the driest years. In Targan's Valley, spring water feeds the hydrographical networks and converge in a small reservoir delta. Uglet. During our field trips, we observed a traditional system called uglet, which is used to drain the water resulting from the inflow and the wadi bed, a small well. This one is founded by cylindrical cavity, well built in stones, dug vertically the wadi bed. It has a depth of about 1 to 2 meters. It is considered to be a small water reservoir for Sahrawi nomads. Formation of arounds. The stem circulates crown around the mound on the beds of wadi. The Argan tree retain a large volume of soil input with an average of 23.6 and 36.3 cubic meter stem in the form of mounds. Argania spinosa amplified a process of soil restoration by microorganisms thanks to its superficial root system, which is diffuse axial rails. We found a strong correlation between the number of stems per stem and the volume of soil accumulated under trees. Indeed, the volume of soil is positively affected by the number of stems. The more the number of stems increase, the more the root cover increases, which contributes of the stabilization of a great volume of alluvium. The Argan stand has a copy structure and consists largely of younger individuals. The increasing linkage between the mound formation and the number of stems per stem seem remarkable, as it increases the volume of soil input accumulated and contributes to the natural vegetative propagation of the species. This is useful for creation of microhabitat and the installation of living organisms. Water flow. The table shows the hydrographic data for the three stations studied. In Wadi Elma, the harsh nature of the Hamada, where the Argan tree stills and the troubled Shabbats, contributed to the creation of water repellents that promote the good development of the species, with a low slope recorded in Tuareg Palam and Markala, 1.5 and 2.4%. Almost all water runoff infiltrates and the mass of imported soil accumulates under the feet of trees by enlarging the mounds. Distribution of different types of pasture in the study area. We found that desert grazing is a frequency of 67% compared to the pasture in arid and semi-arid region, which constitute 10%. The thesis. The Argan tree of Tindouf in the serious situation in the face of silting, which becomes a coarsen due to the deficiency of regenerating itself in the face of overgrazing, and severe climatic conditions. For a very long time, it has been subject to well-marked intervention of illicit cutting and carbonization. It should be noted that 21% of the trees are damaged by illegal cutting. The natural regeneration of this species is very low or even absent under the effect of multiple aggressions undergone by the various biotic factors and abiotics. It is largely caused by overgrazing. In this regard, one of the ways recommended to remedy this problem is the artificial regeneration. Conclusion: the conservation of the mountains is essential to the durability of the Argan forests in the Tindouf Sahara. The deterioration of the mountains has negative consequences on the ecological balance, including the ability of the Argan tree to survive in the extreme conditions. Therefore, the decrease in the intensity of the torrential flows requires protecting trees. It will therefore be necessary to rely on the defense and restoration of the damaged stems by seeding on mounds. The Argan tree is among the exothermophilic species that resist the aridity of the environment. It plays a key role in the fight against desertification. Thank you for your attention.